This is Mike. Mike Hazelwood. Actually, he flew this airplane when he was in the Navy. And you said, what years did you fly it?
I probably started flying this either in late 72, but I know I flew it in 73, 74, 75.
Yeah.
This was one of the airplanes in our squadron that we had. Go back and look through my logbooks and find where I flew it.
Yeah. So it's pretty neat deal that we had the airplane sitting here. And actually, one of Mike's friends came up here and trained with us, and Mike said you'd driven down the interstate and noticed the airplane.
Yeah, in fact, I'd heard that there was a TA-4 coming up here from some other friends, and told me about it. And then Don came to do the training with you and talked about it, and he said there's a TA-4 sitting up there. I said, well, I flew that airplane, and he said, well, you flew one like it? I said, no, I flew that one.
Yeah.
So that's
cool.
how the the interest came, and I've actually stopped up here with my grandson and made his picture in front of the airplane.
That is cool. That is cool. Well, it's a small world. You know, we're talking about it, and the world gets smaller and smaller instead of bigger, but
it sure does.
Aviation is definitely a small world.
It sure
I appreciate
is.
you putting up with the interview and bugging the hell out of you on the way down to Dexter and the gyro to get some information.
Oh no, this was fun. This is a kick in the pants. I love flying that gyro out there. I'm afraid I may be hooked.
Everybody is, man. All right, well, thanks a lot, Mike.
You bet.
So Mike and I got on the gyro. We flew down to Dexter. Got a nice little restaurant down at Dexter Airport. So we flew the gyro down there to get some breakfast, and then on the way down there, I sort of did an interview with him in the air on the way down, just asking what his interest, how he got into aviation. And it's a very interesting interview. I think you'll enjoy it if you stick with me and listen to it here. Had a little bit of trouble with the camera. The camera kicked off a couple times. I had to restart it, so there's a few gaps in it. But overall, I think you'll find it a very, very interesting interview, and hope you enjoy it.
Stupid is as stupid does.
I had a guy one time sitting in the aircraft in his R-22, and so you got, they use, the older R-22s use a airplane headset. So you had the two plugs instead of just one. And the guy's mic side, or the speaker side rather, was, he didn't have it plugged in all the way, but he had his mic side plugged in. And he's sitting in the aircraft. He doesn't realize I can hear him, but he can't hear himself. So he is just hollering. He is hollering at the top of his lungs. He's just screaming at me, I finally asked him, I'm like, what the hell are you yelling at me for? And I suddenly realized he'd have his speaker jack plugged all the way in.
Oh, golly sakes alive.
I plugged it in. He's like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. I didn't yell at you.
You can't make it up, I tell you.
Yeah.
All right, got the seatbelt on.
Yep, my belt's on, my helmet's on. I'm ready to go in the
Okay,
back.
me too. Parking brakes on, altimeter. You want to set them to 0 or?
Yeah, just put it on 0. That'll give us an idea. Because it's flat lands and the elevation's pretty much the same all the way to Dexter. So.
That's about, it's about 320 feet in Memphis as well.
Yeah, it doesn't drop a whole
All right,
lot.
master switch is on. Fuel pump's coming on. There comes one. There comes the other. All right, strobe light on. Key to both. No choke needed. Clear prop.
Yeah. Right, clear. If you haven't already, you might make sure you know the cancellation's on. It'd be a lot easier.
Yeah, I did. I did. All right, that's the first thing I did.
Yeah.
So, sometimes, like I say, sometimes you learn things. All right, 2100 taxi, we're ready to rock and roll.
Cape Tower helicopter, experimental 567 Charlie Charlie on the ramp at Cape Copters.
567 Charlie Charlie Tower.
Yes, sir, on the ramp Cape Copters. Like to taxi on runway 20 for departure out to Dexter.
567 Charlie Charlie 20 via Fox, Windcom, altimeter 2997.
Via Fox 20 for 7 Charlie Charlie. Remember what aircraft I'm in. Half the time I use the wrong end number.
Yeah, but you're doing this all day long in different airplanes all day long.
They answer me. Sometimes they'll answer me, and before long I got the tower screwing up on the end number.
Hey, I got to tell you, I learned a lesson yesterday. When we were flying, I'd move around and stuff like that, and my shirt tail, didn't have it tucked in, and my back got hot and sweaty. So I tucked my shirt tail in on the way home yesterday, and it made a difference on my back.
Yeah, boy.
See there, even the dumb country boy can learn something.
Hey, what I learned one thing when you sit in these things for like 10 hours at a time. Try to set a record where you learn to roll up on your hip on one side for a while and then roll up on the other.
Yeah.
If you're not, man, it feels like you're having a pressure injury to your butt.
Oh, yeah.
All right, go ahead and roll up and get her.
It's numb, doesn't it?
Oh, man, it is.
Come on, that looks close enough. Here we go. Go. Okay, mag check good, and we're ready to come back.
About 2200 seems to work real well.
That's one of those numbers I needed to know. Is come back, and that's when we disengage disengage the brake and re-engage the.
So now come on off with your rotor brake. Take the wire off the stick. Hold the stick way forward. And when you're ready, there's hardly any wind today, but if you look, find the shadow. See the shadow of the blade over here to the left. You can see it's actually moving. See?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know your rotor brake is all the way off. All right, so come on in with your rotator nice and slow.
I felt it then.
There you go. And you kind of wait till it's moving a little bit, and then you can come on in on your little more on the pre-rotator. Like I say, by the time you get to 50 or 60 RPM, then you can bump in a little bit more power.
Okay.
Go ahead and come in a little more with it.
With a pre-rotator?
Yeah, just a little more.
There's 50. Come on with a little power.
Yeah, now you can come on in quite a bit with the pre-rotator. All right, we're well over 100, so you can go ahead and bring your stick all the way back. I'm going to call the tower here. Cape Tower, experimental 567, Charlie, ready to go. Runway 20, right turn out to Dexter. Go ahead and release
567, Charlie, runway. Disregard hold short.
Hold up short for 7 Charlie. So now, just go ahead and bring the stick all the way forward.
Keep holding the pre-rotator?
Yeah, I'd just go ahead and stay on it because I'm not sure what the delay is.
Airport 7, I'll need you to exit runway 20 and advise when you're clear.
Oh, I got him. He's on a pickup truck now there on the runway.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
They're working on a light down there, Paul. It'll be just a minute before they finish up and get back in the truck.
Yeah, right there. No problem. All right, now go ahead and release your pre-rotator. Okay, so now as long as we got the stick all the way forward, we're okay. And if we had the stick back and the rotor RPM was coming down, well, you want to get that stick back forward, certainly before you ever get down to 100 RPM. But see, by holding the stick forward here, the rotor disc is flat. It's never going to get into the prop. Never going to get into the prop, so we could sit here for 30 minutes if we had to.
Yeah.
So what we'll do when he finally clears the runway, then we'll get him back in on the pre-rotator, get it up above, a good 100, 120, whatever, and then bring it on the way back, and then just start the whole, go with the whole takeoff process again.
So at 120 or so we can come back with
some guys use 120. I use 100. The reason I mentioned 120 just in case somebody's watching the video. It doesn't hurt. I mean, you can go to 140 or whatever and then bring it back, but boy, you really need to have at least 100.
Yeah.
He's almost off there. Won't be too long here. All right, so go ahead and bring in your pre-rotator again, so we're at 63.
Airport 8, Roger. 567 Charlie, runway 20, cleared for takeoff. And you said to Dexter or the practice area?
Heading out to the right turn out to Dexter. And 7 Charlie's on the go. Bill's got 180. It start turning a little early there. like I say, by the time you get lined up in the middle of the runway out here, you'll have a good 200, you know.
Oh, yeah. Let go of the pre-rotator?
Yep, you go and let go of your pre-rotator and then smoothly in on the power. Alrighty, you go ahead and turn right towards 3 Mile Hill there. See that hill out there by itself? That's 3 Mile Hill. It's exactly 3 miles from there to the, or from the tower to there. So, you know, if they can see that hill, it's VFR that direction anyway.
There you go.
And Airport 8, you can proceed back onto runway 20.
Back on 20, Airport 8.
You know, you heard him ask about the practice area. The practice area is out here to the west of Chaffee.
That's approved.
Hey, Roger.
It's a big open area, and there's several ditches that run north-south and a couple roads that run east-west. So it's good for people to practice on cardinal points, north-south, east-west, doing maneuvers. So, and it's outside of the delta. It's far enough away, you know, generally doesn't cause any problems with people getting in the way of each other.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out what that is in that square down there to the right. I guess they're building a shed or something.
That's what it looks like. It looks like plumbing down there. Man, this is the way to go.
Yeah. Yeah, these things are a blast, man. All right, so I'll tell you what, we'll do your interview in the air here. Tell me how you got interested in aviation.
Used to sit in my backyard and watch the crop dusters.
There you go.
Thought if I could do that for a living, that'd be a dream job.
When did you actually start flying? How old were you?
I was probably about, first ride, I was probably about 11 or 12 years old in the backseat of a detail Bonanza. And then the next time I went up in a little airplane, I was with my friend Don Gunner. We went up in a Cherokee 140 that we rented. And the next day we went up a second time and I was hooked.
Yeah, Don's a good guy. I got to say one thing. He's a driven man. He's got a goal out. He gets it because he worked hard and got his ratings here. Great guy. So you guys grew up together, or?
Yep, we sure did. I think he came to our school, moved to our town in about the 5th grade, and he was a year ahead of me in school, but we got to be good friends. We were neighbors, and have stayed in touch all these years. So.
Cape Tower, Airport 8, 020.
Airport 8, Roger.
So then how'd you end up in the Navy?
I ended up in the Navy because of Uncle Sam, because of the draft lottery. I was number 2 on the draft lottery when I was in college, and the next day I was standing at the Navy recruiter's door, and he said, "Come on in here and sign up. We'll let you fly jets." And I said, "Where do I sign?"
Yeah, I came to the right door.
and they let me finish college, and I finished college in August of the summer of summer of 71, and took a few months to do a little work with my uncle and his construction company, and then I had enough of doing that, and I called the Navy and I said, "How soon can you get me into a class?" And
yeah, can I come today?
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what it was. I said, "How soon can you take me?" And he looked at it and he says, "I can get you in on January the 14th. So that's January the 14th, 1972 is when I started OCS AOCS down in Pensacola.
Cool. So what aircraft did you guys fly as a trainer?
Started off on the T-34B, which is just a beach bonanza with a bubble canopy on it, tandem seats, and flew that for a few hours, and then transitioned to the T-2 Buckeye. They had a T-2A, which was a single engine jet, and a T-2B, which was a twin. The T-2A would get on the runway and push the power up and push a clock, and if the engine didn't wind up in time, we didn't fly. So and did about a couple hundred hours in the T-2, and then transitioned to the TA-4J and flew that from late '72. Got my wings in the fall of '73, actually August of 1973, and Vietnam's over with, and so I was given orders to stay as an instructor, and stayed as an instructor for about 3 years, and had grown up in Arkansas and heard about this little company called Federal Express Corporation, and they were looking for pilots, and I started going up to Memphis to talk to them, and they told me as soon as I got out of the Navy, bring them my resume, and I did, and a few months later I was hired.
All right. I'll tell you what there, Mike, go ahead and turn 10 to the left. See this ditch here that runs out to the southwest there, kind of? We're going to drop down on that, kind of follow that ditch there. Give you a little terrain following to do this morning. All right. Come out of your power at about $4 grand or so. We'll just get on down there. So when did you first start flying the A4?
Probably the first time was in either late '72, early '73, after completing the T2 training. Now we're going this.
Yeah, we're going to see this ditch right here.
Oh, the ditch. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So come on down about 20 feet over the ditch and follow it.
Okay.
When you're ready, you can bring your power back up to about 5 grand there.
Going to do a little strafing.
Yeah, we'll do a little nap of the earth here this morning. Don't have any guns. I'm all out of guns this morning. So. How much did you fly pretty much exclusively off carriers with the A4? Did you mostly land?
I'm sorry?
Did you do more takeoffs on land or more takeoffs on the carrier?
Well, more takeoffs on the land, but every landing, I thought I'd get over this irrigation system here.
You don't get too wet there. All right, now, I'm going to have you come on up. I'm going to show you something. See that gap in between the trees?
Yep.
You can't tell, but there's wires right there.
No,
the wires are hiding behind the trees.
I can see them.
Yeah. I take everybody here through here to show you guys that, because you know, if you're down low and you're unfamiliar with it, assume the worst. If you see a row of trees coming up to a ditch like that and a row of trees on the other side, just assume there's a wire there and climb up. Most of the time there won't be, but anyway.
Yeah, well, that you want to learn it every time.
Yeah, well, that one there proves the point, because you can't see the damn towers until you're right onto the wires.
That's right.
So this one here would be the same way, but I can tell you there's no wires across this one.
Okay.
On up the way, you can see the road that's got the poles on it. There are wires there. We'll come up over there when we get them. So.
Now, every landing in the Navy, after you get to like after the primary prop, which was the T-34, you're
yeah, there's a lot of crop dust that goes on around here, man.
yeah.
It's the fastest way to apply it, and you know, in the area that we're in here, we got nice long open runs, man. And those 802s can really get with it. They apply, and I don't know, they're going like 130 knots or something.
Wow.
An application, they can really get some chemical on there and get it in quick. And what's so bad, you know, the rain. You'll have a big rain come through, and the guys can't get their ground rigs in there to apply anything. So that, you know, they got to do it by air at that point.
Yeah.
And so they can, like I say, the flying by air is the way to go. It's so much quicker.
Yeah.
Pretty efficient. So this is all rice to the right of it.
Yeah. Now, would it matter which way you landed in a rice field?
Not really. I mean, you just go along, you know, you got those, see the little levees there where they break it apart?
Try to go with the levee.
Yeah, I would just land that direction. And this one here, look at this end of it, you can see this end of the field's almost dry. See, they're in the process of putting some more water on it. So that one right there, you wouldn't have but, you know, just a couple of inches of water. It'd be soft, but it's still a flat area.
Yeah.
So here's the other thing you can do. See right here, if you lost your engine, right now we can make it to right here. Now we got a flat spot to land, you know.
Yeah.
All right, you have the aircraft.
I got it.
But yeah, wheat field's great. These bean fields over here, like I say, most of the guys around here don't really furrow their beans, and it's essentially a flat field. So you're good with that. The corn is not that way.
Yeah. I sure didn't realize that about corn. That was interesting.
And you know, if you're plenty high enough, you lose the engine. Almost all the edge of all these rows, there'll be a road. So like, look here, if you look to the right, see that area right there? It's the flat area is the road leading out to that irrigation set, you know?
Yeah.
And you can usually get to one of those, even if you're just a few hundred feet in the air, you can usually make it to the edge of so even if you are on a cornfield, you can make it to the road that goes down the middle of the cornfield, you'd probably be just fine.
Yeah.
This more rice over here, and this is still, you know, it's got a little bit of water on it, but not a whole lot.
You know, that's a misconception that I've always had, is that rice fields were flooded and had a lot of water in them.
Yeah, no, they only got about 4 inches or less of water in the field. So, like I say, they don't want the water to be real deep because the plant has to spend too much energy growing the plant instead of the rice, you know.
Yeah.
So now we got the big set of wires coming up. You can see them. So.
Yep, saw them. Get ready to.
In fact, if you don't mind, turn right. We're going to cross at that one big pole there just to the right of the nose there. There you go, just kind of straight ahead.
Okay.
Head over towards Dexter here. I guess down in Memphis they grow a lot of cotton.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Nothing prettier than a big old white cotton field.
All right, so that's cotton right there. See that big circle on the middle?
Yeah.
Do you know what caused that?
What's that?
That was a lightning strike.
No kidding.
Yeah, lightning strike. They make an almost perfect circle. And for whatever reason, I never have heard a great explanation for it, but everybody's adamant that cotton is, has an affinity for lightning strikes. So a lot of times when you fly over the cotton field, it's kind of early in the season, but you'll see as time goes on, you'll see more and more of those circles in the field from lightning strikes.
I did not know that.
Yeah, you don't hardly see it, and I have no idea why you don't hardly see it in beans or corn at all.
Yeah.
But you see it quite often in cotton. That's why a couple of guys that were cotton farmers always said if a storm comes up and you're in a cotton field, get the hell out of the cotton field.
Yeah, no kidding.
So Mike plans on coming back and doing some more gyro flying with us, finishing up his rating and then switching off the helicopters and doing some helicopter flying and pursuing a rating for that. So we'll keep you guys posted, and hope you enjoyed the little interview there. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe.